Hey guys, Anthony here, AFT Dog Training. This is, I guess, video section or segment number 2 on positive only dog training versus the remote collar or balance training or whatever you want to call it. We've been focusing in on remote collar here because that's what I'm out here doing. But I could also do a segment on positive only training versus prong collar usage and how much cowardness they are because they never approach a police officer and ask them why they have a prong collar on their dog, or why they never approach a police officer or go on a police officer's Facebook page and ask why their canine dog is on a Garmin remote collar. A lot of that has to do with that they're just a bunch of cowards and they like to just pick on dog trainers that are just starting up or dog trainers that are midway or some higher up dog trainers. But for myself, when they start that stuff with me and they work at a company that has social media policies, they better make sure that they're following them because I do contact their company. I've had people fired and I laugh at every moment of it. I crack up all day because you can't go around on social media thinking you're some keyboard warrior and calling people derogatory names. I had one dog trainer, for instance, positive only. There's some of the most hateful people you'll meet in your life. That was the exact quote that one client just said to me after meeting one of the positive only trainers. But I had a positive only trainer come on my page and call me, excuse my language, this is not the way I speak, but they called me a queer, and they were calling me all kinds of derogatory names, and I think they were sent to my page to do that because they know that one of my brothers is actually gay. So you'll have to look for those techniques. So what I did in that case is I screenshotted his comments, contacted every veterinarian that he worked for as a trainer, posted it on their social media pages, and seen if that was something that those places where he worked was acceptable. Apparently it was not, and he was fired from all those places, and good for him. So going around bullying people and thinking that social media is a place where you can hide behind the keyboard and computer, it's not. And I will come after you and come after where you work if you do leave any derogatory comments on my page. And when you get fired, I will laugh all day long about it. So, what we're going to do here on remote collar is I'm going to ask for a place command. I'm going to ask it from 2 dogs onto 1 placemat. Apple and Scarlet. Okay? Apple, come! Sorry, she's in the sticker bushes. Apple, come! Good girl! Place. Good. Down. Down. Sorry, down. Down. Great! Good girls, and there you are having fun. So, even though it was an odd down command for Sarah Scarlet, she was laying on top of Apple, I was still asking for it. So she did it. I'm on level 5 and 6. And then I did some hand movements just to show you that, you know, I can move my hands, because in my group classes, I move my hands all around to make sure that they don't break command. Now, for those that are following and still in our remote collar classes, this is the type of practice you need to do. By the time this video ends, that should be it for your practice, 10-15 minutes. You're done. So again, I used less pressure than a positive only dog trainer would ever use on a 5 or 6 on the 10s unit technology of remote collar tech communication, if they had a leash attached to the dog. Now, if they're just food luring the dog, they have to give the food to the dog when they get there, or if they remove it, they're punishing the dog. And I feel, after you seeing what just went on there, their punishment on the dog, if it was removed, would be a bigger punishment scientifically than a punishment that my dogs got there, which was none. They got to the place command. I asked for it down using slight remote collar 10s unit technology pressure. The dogs went into the down. They got the treat. I never removed the treat. So again, if the positive only trainer has to food lure the dog and remove that treat whatsoever, they have used more punishment to the dog than I did whatsoever there. And I would love to see videos of them posting this stuff. And when I do see it, good. I'm happy for them. If they have them, I really don't see any. But it would be great. And if you are a positive only dog trainer, I'm not up to argue. I'm up to have a discussion. That's what we're having here. I'm opening people's minds here on how the 10s unit on a 5 or 6 is less than that without using any punishment whatsoever. I have my dogs do that. I would like to see your dogs do that from the same distance without using any pressure. And I would even be a step further, would be a dog that you adopted from the shelter or a rescue that's not full bred, that are mixed dogs like all my dogs that I own here. Because that's the reality of the dogs that you're getting into pretty much any group class or training. All right? When you're training any of the public's dogs, you're not working with a perfectly bred German Shepherd or a very easygoing golden retriever. You're getting a pit bull that might have been locked up outside for 3 years. Okay? You might get some of the dogs like I got, a semi-feral dog. That's chow boxer. Little guy, come. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy, little guy. Good boy. So, you know, you're dealing with this. I adopted Apple. She knew nothing. She was a complete nut. She came with us 9 puppies. We helped the 9 puppies get adopted out. We ended up keeping her. Scarlett was removed from her mother at 2 or 3 weeks old. We took her in. She's been in my house ever since. Little guy was caught in a cage living out in the woods for God knows how long because some breeder thought it was a good idea to breed a chow and a boxer and then didn't look right when they were born and threw them out in the woods. This is the reality in the dog industry. I don't know the whole story on Cider's mom, but Jessica was taking care of the mother and the 9 puppies, and I really fell in love with him and kept him. So I have 6 dogs total. 2 of them are not here today. Marcus, my first professionally trained dog in 2007. I adopted from the shelter. He came home growling at me. We did group class. He became my best friend. And I have Callie, a little Pomchi. So this is segment 2 of the positive only argument versus remote collar. Again, so far I believe what I've shown here defeats any of their arguments of dogs being shut down, dogs being shocked when the remote collar technology in that collar is the same technology as a 10s unit. They're trying to say that it's not. And remember, when they say that positive only, they already bullshit you with when you remove a treat, you're doing that, you're removing it, so you're causing punishment. They're already bullshitting you that they're not causing punishment by saying they're positive only trainers and market themselves that way. I'm not going to bullshit you. There's no the 10 unit collar remote communication. I never have an issue with it. We'll start walking out because it's raining. Let's go. Off-leash freedom at its best. I had one of the biggest positive only trainers not too long ago. They were near my other training center. There was a small grass patch outside. I had my dogs on leash. They said, "Hey Anthony, could you take your dogs and go somewhere else with them?" I said, "Yeah, why?" "I have to bring my dog out here to go to the bathroom off leash." "Okay." Why couldn't, if you're one of the best positive only dog trainers in the area, why not have your dog come out off leash? And why my dogs are leashed? Are you worried that your dog is uncontrollable and would run up into one of my dogs? I don't know. But that was very odd. I know I have control of my dogs at all times. So I'm just making this segment because I'm really making sure to pushing back on any of this remote collar garbage where they're trying to say that remote collars hurting dogs, shutting down dogs, things like that. You see nothing but friendliness out of it. Sorry, cut it out. So with the vibrate feature, no. She hates it. She hates the vibrate feature. Some people are like, train dog on vibrate. A lot of dogs hate the vibrate feature on the remote. Okay, it's like a cell phone. Instead of using the that very feather-light feeling of the 10 unit of the stimulation. Instead of using the stim, which feels like a feather, the vibrate is more of like, and you just seen how I told her enough, she stopped what she's doing. And I'll teach enough command another time on one of these how-to videos that we've been doing. But, all right, I'm going to end this. If you have any questions, please, I'm open to having a dialogue. Sorry, bro. Stepped on her foot. I'm open to having a dialogue on anything. I will not speak imbecile. So if somebody comes on and is like, "Oh, remote collars, shot collars, ban and delete button, so easy," I'm not going to speak to you. I'm open to having a discussion. I'm open to having a discussion with positive only trainers. I do have positive only trainer friends, but they're not like these positive only trainers. These positive only trainers are just, they lie and deceive the public to me, and they allow their employees to go on to other training sites and business balanced dog trainer sites and harass them and let them do that for years. And I had enough of it. So I pushed back, and they got all pissed off about it. So the bottom line is, make sure you follow your social media policies. I really don't want to have anybody get fired. And stay tuned for follow-ups to this. I like having fun with dog training, but this is the only industry where this crap goes on. I don't see teachers arguing on forums like how crazy, like I told you, that guy calling me names and stuff like that. That's how crazy it is in the dog industry. It really is sad. I have a great time training dogs all day. I have a big smile on my face, man. If you don't love what you do, get out of it. And it's not that I didn't love what I do. I really love what I do, but I lived it. I lived in the house with all the dogs. Not like I chose a career, like one day, like I think I'll be a dog trainer. No, I lived it. I went to Rutgers, graduated Rutgers. My family was very poor. I tried to get out and make some money. And then we first opened our first dog daycare in 2006. And then we opened the second one in 2014. And now in the year 2019, we opened up our own training center in Wind Gap, PA. So our company's growing. We see 125 dogs a day at each daycare some days. It's insane. Lots of fun. Be happy, people. I'm going to show you one more time. Scarlet on a 6. Scarlet, come! Good girl! Good girl! I love it! Cider, sit. Good boy. Break! Do you see any shutdown dogs? Do you see dogs screaming? Do you see dogs yelling? Do you see any craziness that the positive only people want to see that's out there? You don't see it. It doesn't exist. And I just asked her to come. Look how happy. Good girl. I know you want those treats. All right, guys. Have a nice day. That was a pretty long video. If you came through all the way end, thank you. I appreciate you guys more than you know. Have a nice day.